Yeah. Good looking out there. Yeah. Ha, it's Flav, you heard? It's Flav. Check it, I had to get what I earned. It's my turn. Welcome to the show. It's Trenton's Tavern. Yeah. Ha, that's how we doing it. Welcome to the show, y'all. Enjoy. YouTube, what's poppin', baby? I'm back. Like I told y'all before, because I'm coming back this week and then the next week. You already know the deal. I ain't even got to go through that, but I'm back again. You already know what it is. Welcome to Trenton's Tavern. Welcome to the show, man. We back for another episode of Trenton's Tavern. This is episode number 5. This joint is going to be called CheckMate. But you gotta stay tuned to understand why I'm calling it CheckMate. Before I get started, y'all already know the vibes. Y'all already know what I gotta do. I gotta do my introduction. I gotta set the mood. I gotta get the vibes right. You heard me? So let's do that. In the meantime, while I'm getting the vibes right, this joint is called Black Love too. Black Love. This incident is called Black Love, and it smells really good. But anyways, let's do it like how we do it, man. Welcome to the show. Trenton's Tavern, we're here. Thank you so much for all of the support and love, comments that I've been getting this far. You know what I mean? I really appreciate it. I've been getting some constructive criticism. I've been getting some ideas. I've even had people hit me up for guest appearances, so those will be coming up soon as well. You know what I mean? If y'all like it, I love it. You know what I mean? Y'all give me ideas and whatnot. We gonna get through it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be different every week, and it's gonna get better every week. I can promise you that. But thank you for all of the love so far. Thank you for all of the likes. Thank you for all the comments. Continue to share this. Continue to tell your friends and your peoples and your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, all of them, like everybody, your grandmoms, tell everybody. You heard? Yeah, thank you, yo, and continue. Can please continue to support me and share this with somebody, because what I say is it's to help people. These shows aren't for me, it's to help everybody else watching this, you know what I mean? So it's to help me a little bit too, because it's kind of therapeutic. I like doing it, so it's to help me too. But yeah, thank you guys. So now that that's done, this is about to be the topic of the day. Like I told y'all before, this is the topic of the day, and this joint is called CheckMate. Now you're probably wondering why I'm calling this joint CheckMate. You can probably figure that it has something to do with chess, right? So it does. You're right if you thought that. And this is how I'm explaining the game of chess and articulating it, comparing it to my life. So before I get started, what I need everybody to do is I need you just to picture a chessboard. If you've never played chess, I guess you can do some research on it, you know what I mean, to figure it out and figure how it works and all of that other stuff. But just picture a chessboard or a checkers board, because it's the same board for real, just different pieces. Kind of similar. It kind of plays the same, but chess is just you got to think a little bit harder for chess. So I first started playing chess when I was younger. I want to say probably about 12, 13, 14, something, with my best friend, from Syracuse, New York, my man Stacks. Yeah, Stacks was popping, baby. And if you know Stacks, if you know anything about Stacks, the guy is articulate. Like, he goes into depth about everything. Stacks will talk your head off. But the thing about it is, it's all great information. You know what I mean? It's all great information. And really, he's one of the reasons why I am the person I am today, and why I think so deep, because he had my mind going as a kid. Even when we played video games and just the normal stuff in life, Stacks always had another outlook on what was going on in life. So he had me playing chess, you know what I mean? And then as I got older, I started to see how important chess was, and how chess is very, very similar to life. You know what I mean? And I'm about to show y'all how I put chess into perspective of my life. You know what I mean? Like I mean, it's crazy. After I did the research, it's here. Like, and it works. It comes out perfectly, man. So I drew some diagrams that I'm gonna show y'all, and these is the pieces, and the arrows are the way that the pieces can move if they was on a chessboard. Now I'll try to explain that as much as I can, but let's get to it, man. So the crazy thing about chess is the more and more you play it, it makes your brain stronger. It makes you use, I think, the right side of your brain is what I was researching. And the more and more you play it, it's like a puzzle, so it strengthens your brain. Not only that, but it also builds creativity too. You know what I mean? Because no matter how many times you play chess, every single time you play chess, you can win a different way. So there's unlimited possibilities as to why, or as to how you can win. You know what I mean? Like, and you have to be strategic. And if anybody knows anything about life, you have to be strategic in the way that you move in life. You hear me? Like, you have to be strategic in the way that you move in life, and you have to be creative. You have to do it in silence, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, like when you playing chess, when somebody's on the other side of the board, you're not about to tell them what your move is. You make your move, and then you see how somebody's gonna react. Chess is so crazy, like it's the craziest thing, right? So this is how I articulate and this is how I articulate chess to my life, right? So we're gonna just start off with the pieces, you know what I mean? Which is the first line of defense is the pawns. Is you got them all across the board. It's more than one of them, and I articulate the pawn as my kids when I begin to have them, because the pawn is the pawn. So here's my diagram with the pawn, right? Y'all see that? So if it was on a chessboard, it can move one space down and it can move one space diagonal, right? But that's all it can do. You know what I mean? So with the pawn being the front line, the pawn is my legacy. You know what I mean? That's my legacy, because what I have to do is I have to teach my kids how to become something better than what I am. You know what I mean? So, and the crazy thing about the pawn is it can take pieces away, but the most important thing is if it gets to the other edge of the board, you can trade it in for another piece, any piece that you want. And that's the only piece on the board that you can do that with. You can't trade anything else. But if the pawn makes it all the way to the other side, you can put one of your more important pieces in. So if I take the knowledge that I have and I put it in my pawn to move strategically, by the time they get to the other side of life, boom, here you go. Now you're growing into something else. You're growing into something that I never could be, because now I've given you the information that I had and that I was taught. So now you can take everything that everybody in my life has ever taught me, and you can take that and you can go on the other side of life and become something that I never could be, because I was only one thing. I was only significant to you, you know what I mean, in one facet, as far as being your father. So now I don't have any children yet. I hope that's gonna change soon. But you better believe that my kids are gonna be some of the dopest people on the earth, and I'm gonna be happy when I pass away, because I feel like they're gonna take on my they're gonna hold me down and for my legacy. You heard what I said? So that's the pawn. That's the first piece. Then the next piece is the rook, right? So the rook is like it looked like a castle. It's kind of like a castle, right? And this is the rook. Now the rook it can move this way and that way and that way, however many spaces you want it to move. Is like unless it's blocked by its own team or whatever, right? So, but it can take the other team's defenders out. It can move any like 7 spaces, because I think that's how long the board. But the rook in my life are my friends. You know what I mean? Like, because the thing is, when you get a good set of friends or a good friend, no matter how many spaces you move in life, no matter which way you turn, even if you're wrong at doing some stuff, The Rook is always going to be with you. Your friends are always going to be there. They're always going to be your day ones. They're always going to be the same people. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse, you know what I mean? But the thing is, once they fall off track, then that's when you start cutting people off, because you see who they really are. But as long as they stay in the parameters of what they're supposed to do, and who and the way that they're supposed to play their role, your friends are going to be the ones that support you, and they're going to move diagonal and not diagonal, left and right, up and down with you. You know what I mean? No matter how you move, you know, like, and that's why that's why I tell people I have the same group of friends like that I've had for damn near all my life, because all my friends, even if I don't agree with what they doing, one thing I can say about my friends is they've been the same people. You know what I mean? And like I said, some for better, some for worse, but people working every day. Like, who am I to judge anybody? But I know what to expect out of my friends, because they've been my friends, and they've been those people who I've met. Especially the people that I've been living in Columbus for 15 years. Like, my little small group of friends that I have here, I can tell you, like, somebody can come to me right now and be like, oh, so-and-so said this, and I'll be like, no, they didn't. Like, they might have said this way, but they didn't mean it the way that you come in. It's just, I know, man. Like, so, I know my friends. I know my friends, and I love my friends dearly. Now, I do have friends that I fell off with, that I'm not as cool with. You know what I mean? And I just feel like that's just the way that was supposed to be, but there's no ill will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not feeling no type of way about anything. You know what I mean? Like, these things just happen sometimes. Some people come in your life for a reason. Some people come in your life for a season. You know what I mean? Like, but pretty much about that, to get back on topic, the Rook, I mean, that's my friendship. That's my life. They gonna move with me any way I move. You know what I mean? They gonna protect me and by any means necessary. And that's just the way that has to be, right? So bang, that's the pawn and the Rook that I've explained. The next one is the most important one to me. I don't know about anybody else, but it's the most important one to me, and that's the Knight. And you can probably already know. You probably already can guess what I'm about to say about the Knight, right? So the Knight is like it's like a horse, right? It looked like a horse, and this is my Knight. But the Knight can only move 2 spaces in like a L shape. So it can move, if this was a chessboard, it can move up and like that way, or it can move that way and then one up. You know what I mean? But the coolest thing about this is it covers the most space on the chessboard, right? It's like a full circle. So you already know what the Knight is. My Knight in shining armor, Jesus Christ. The Knight is Jesus because it covers, it can't, and I'm not saying as far as the chess piece itself, but this chess piece covers the most circumference area. It moves in the illest way. Like, this piece can do a full circle in life. So when I say the Knight is God to me, it's because no matter where I go, no matter what I do, no matter how I feel, you know what I mean? Even when I don't deserve to do stuff, or even when I don't deserve stuff, God has always been the number one thing in my life that has kept me stable. God is the reason that I'm talking to y'all right now. God is the full circle. He's what completes me as a person. You know what I mean? And again, I don't know what anybody serves. I'm not pushing my religion on nobody or nothing like that. I'm just saying, for me, God covers the most circumference in my life. You know what I mean? He's my number one. I can go on for an hour talking about this, or longer. You know what I mean? And the thing is, a lot of people be like, well, why do you believe in this and that, blah, blah, blah. But you understand, whatever you believe in is because of a personal experience. You know what I mean? So I don't care how many other gods and how many whatever religions is out there. I'm going to attest for God because I have personal experiences with God. I've personally felt God. You know what I mean? I've personally talked to him. I've personally had personal encounters. He saved me from things that I probably shouldn't have been saved from. You know what I mean? He saved me from stuff when I thought, yo, I'm the worst person in the world. You know what I mean? Like when I'm down and I ain't got nobody to talk to, I know I can talk to him and he gonna answer me. You know what I mean? When I get lonely at night and I just need to talk to somebody, I know I can get up in the middle of the night and pray and then go back to sleep with no problems. You know what I mean? Like any type of wealth and health. The reason that this YouTube channel is gonna be successful is because of God. I can guarantee you. And he's gonna forever get my glory and my praise. You know what I mean? So the night is God, because I'm telling you, it covers you can do a full circle with this piece. It moves in the illest way, and that's what God represents in my life, the full circle, the Holy Trinity. You heard me? So yeah, that's my man. That's my favorite piece on the board. And then moving on, we going to go to the bishop, right? So this is the bishop. It looked like I don't even know what that is, but the bishop can only move diagonally. That's it. It can only move that way. Now for this joint, I chose the bishop as to represent like my social life, because without a social life, you kind of like my social life kind of balances me out. Excuse me, because anybody that knows me, you know what I mean? Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a homebody. Trenton don't mind staying home at any given time, all the time. And I will sit here and watch football all day. I'll sit here and play my game. I'll sit here and watch Netflix by myself. I'll sit here and just like whatever. I'll be at home by myself all the time, minding my business. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem. But there are those occasional times when I want to go out and socialize with my friends, and I want to go to the club every once in a while. Like I did that way when I was 18, and from like 18 to probably like, me and Robbie was probably like 25 before it started getting like boring to us. Yeah, so I did the club life and all of that, but sometimes it's just nice to get out, you know what I mean, and be social. You know what I mean? Like I like to go play basketball every once in a while because my knees ain't the way they used to be, I'm starting to realize that. That's why I'm in the gym now. You know what I mean? So I can get ready for my kids, because when my kids playing football, I gotta be able to run down the sideline with them like I'm the referee and stuff. You know, you hear me? Because all my brothers and stuff, they having kids and they out of school and stuff, all of that. So I don't gotta worry about them. But I got children that I'm gonna have to keep up with. That's why I'm in the gym, because my knees just ain't the same no more. God bless my knees. But yeah, the bishop is my social life because it's like it only moves one way. It's diagonal, but what it does is it keeps balance in my life. You know what I mean? Like going out to eat, being social, catching up with my friends when I can, because everybody got different lives now. Like we used to see each other all the time when we was 18, 19, and when I first moved here and whatnot. But now people got families and kids and careers and blah blah blah. Like, so we don't get to catch up as much. But I don't even mind. Like my social life is going over their house. You know what I mean? I'll go to Robbie. I got Robbie's garage door code. Like I'll just go there for no reason, and I'll just be sitting in the house. Like I go in there, go in the refrigerator, and just start eating and drinking and stuff. Like, and I'll text him like, hop him at the crib. He'd be like, yeah, you the only person that can get away with that, because I'll kill somebody. But I got, you know what I mean? Like, I just do that. Like, that's just me and my friends. So the bishop is like my social life because it keeps me balanced. Even though it can move one way and it's out of the way, like moving diagonal is just like, it's like one of the weirder pieces. It's like the weird piece on there, you know what I mean? But it keeps my life balanced along with the chessboard. It's one of the pieces that can, you know, if you don't have it, you can go crazy. You know what I mean? Like it can come in handy when it needs to come in handy, but it's not the super most important piece. It's just something that you need to have in life, and it just balances it out. You know what I mean? So boom, that's the bishop. It's my social life. Moving on to the star. You know what I mean? Now I'm not here like as of right now, but the next piece is the second most important piece, and that's the queen, right? And you already know what the queen represents. That's like a tiara or something, I don't know. But she covers the most second. She covers the most second circumference. You know what I mean? Now the queen is the most important piece on the chessboard because she can move however many spaces in whatever direction. But you have to watch where you put her, because if she gets taken out of the game early, your game is pretty much over. But she can not only protect everybody on the board, you know what I mean, but she can also show the other pieces how to move. It's so ill. So the queen in my life represents my wife when that time comes, because I'm like, I can't do nothing like without my wife. I'm not gonna be able to maneuver without my wife. We gonna be a team. It's gonna be, you know, Bonnie and Clyde-ish. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna be number one in everything. You know what I mean? Like, besides God. When I say that, I'm not talking about God. But when it goes God, wifey, kids, family, that's just the way that it's gonna be. You know what I mean? She's gonna teach me things. I'm gonna teach her things. I'm gonna be a really good husband. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm gonna be a really good husband. You hear me? And I feel like I'm gonna be a good husband because I'm gonna take the leadership of my queen for the things that I should be doing as a husband and her king. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try my damnedest, hardest to complete these things every single day. You know what I mean? So she'll be well off and well equipped to be able to help me raise our children correctly. You know what I mean? Get us in a financial place, even if I'm bringing in the money. You know what I mean? She can be, because I'm not really great with money. Like, I'm not really a great money handler, but I'm okay with giving that over to my wife. Like, my wife can have everything. You know what I mean? And I tell all my friends and everything, when my wife come in, when we get our house built and all of that stuff, you can design everything. All I want in a marriage is to name my kids. That's it. I'll pay for the wedding. I'll pay for the house. You know what I mean? I'll pay for everything. I just want to name my kids. That's it. I mean, at least the first names, you got to let me have that. And that's really all I want. Other than that, you can have everything. She's gonna be literally the queen of my life. She's gonna be the dictator of my life. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna bow down to Shorty because that's gonna be who I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life. That's gonna be my soulmate. You know what I mean? That's gonna be my world. She's gonna be my world. You know what I mean? So right now, my nieces done split my heart. Jasmine got one half of my heart, and Sumo, aka Anna, got the other half of my heart right now. But we're gonna have to cut that in like fours. So my wife can get one half, and then those two can have, you know, the other halves up here. And then if I have a daughter, see, then we're gonna have to split that up a little bit more, but we'll figure all of that out when that time comes. You know what I mean? My sons, nah, they can't have my heart. I'ma love them, no, I'ma love them. They just can't have my heart. That's for my ladies in my life. But yeah, the queen is just she. It's not really much to say about it because she's the illest piece on the board. She is in chess terms. She is the most important piece on the board in chess terms. But like I was saying, up to my life, the queen is the second most important piece. So I mean, it's not really much to say about that. The queen is just gonna be the queen, you know what I mean? She follow our lead. And then the last piece, of course, you already know what it is. Boom! The king, you heard me? So The crazy part about the king is this cat got to be protected by everybody. You know what I mean? Now he can get people out on the board, but the thing is, and he can get people out, and he can move he can move any way. But the way he moves is so small, like it's like a circle, because he can only move one space at a time. But he can move any way, just one space at a time. The queen can move any way, however many pieces she wants to, and then the knight, it can move 2 or 3 spaces, but the circumference is what makes that piece unique. But the king, right? It's in my terms the third most important piece, because a lot of people don't move the king unless you're about to get put in checkmate, right? And when you move, and if you got people surrounding you, if you got other pieces surrounding you, you can't make a move that's gonna put you in checkmate. You know what I mean? Now you can take some pieces away. Like when people get close to you, you can take pieces away, but you can't make a move that's gonna put you in checkmate and put the game over. You know what I mean? Unless you just, if all the pieces around you, like any move that you make, if every move that you're about to make with the king is a move that's gonna put you in checkmate, that's when the game is over. But if you can knock pieces out, the game ain't over until you can't make one move. So of course the king is me. You know what I mean? Because I control my destiny. You know what I mean? Like with the help of God and all of that, I control my destiny. But any move that I make, it has to be strategic, because at any given time, I can make a move that's gonna put me in checkmate. You heard me? So everything that I do, I have to sit down and think about it. Especially now, I'm 31 years old. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a kid anymore, so I have to take responsibility for the things that I do, for the things that I say, you know, and every move that I make from this point forward is gonna be either harmful, excuse me, or it's going to be helpful. And I mean every single move. If I want to invite friends and new friends in my life, you know what I mean, to how I invest my money for my legacy and my lineage, to everything, how I use my finances and all of that. Everything that I do has to come with some type of strategy, and it has to be that way, whether people can see it coming or not. But if the strategy is good, nobody is ever gonna see it coming. You know what I mean? So that's why I consider myself the king. Because when as I explained, all of these people around me, all of these pieces around me, you know, I have to figure out what pieces are most important. You know what I mean? So I can move my other pieces in life to protect those pieces that's most important. You know what I mean? And I don't, not in lamest terms, you know what I mean? You know, some pieces are more vulnerable than others, and you don't care about so many because you have like 7 pawns and stuff like that, and some of the, you got 2 of every piece except for the king and the queen. So you can knock out one, and you can knock out one of those pieces, one or more of those pieces in the actual game of chess. But when it comes to applying this to life, you know what I mean? Like I said, I have the knight, the queen, me, and then all of the other ones fall up under. You know what I mean? So as I'm playing this game of chess, quote unquote life, I just have to put in my mind what's most important to me. You know what I mean? Who's gonna help me get to where I need to be? How am I gonna make this move? How am I gonna implement this person in my life to play this role? You know what I mean? Like, what am I praying for? What am I doing with this? What am I doing with that? You know what I mean? Like, and before you know it, I'll have life in checkmate. You know what I mean? And I'll be able to maneuver any way I want to, because at some point in time, I think it's gonna be like, I know life don't get easier, but I do feel like at some point in time, I will be able to take a step back and look back from where I came from, and then I can say checkmate. You know what I mean? Like, I finally accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I'm happy in life. I got my kids. I got my family. I got wifey right here. God is still #1 in my life. You know what I mean? I'm cool on my social life, and boom, all my pieces are still on the board. And I'm looking at life like there's not really much more I can ask for. You know what I'm saying? So I know that was kind of like in depth a little bit, but that was like crazy to me how I even came up with that concept. You know what I mean? So that was the topic of the day, man. You got to get to the point where you can tell life checkmate. You heard me? That was the topic of the day. But thank you for listening to that, man. Thank you for listening to that. I got another really interesting one that I want to do. I got to do some research on that for next week. But that was the topic of the day. And with that being said, you know what time it is. I'm not a Bulls fan. I'm just a Jordan fan. I'm actually a Mavericks fan. I just felt like throwing this on. And if y'all wonder why I got a hoodie and stuff on, because it's freezing in my house. But it's like 90 degrees outside and it's autumn. But I did see, though, that the temperature is about to drop and it's about to be raining and all types of stuff. So I think the fall is here. I think we here to stay. But I've already talked too much, you know what I mean? So let's get into the sports talk real quick. Yeah, let's get into the sports talk. And one thing I am going to start doing that my friend gave me of a idea to do is when I make my picks, I got to come back and tell y'all how well I did for the week. Because one of my friends was like, yo, your picks be off. You've been doing terrible. And I can't say because I don't really be like paying attention. But whatever, I'll start probably next week, maybe next month or so. I'll come back and tell y'all maybe next week. I'll come back and tell y'all how good I did. So getting into this sports talk, you already know where we going with this. Top 25 college. It was some good games on last week. I think it's going to be some interesting games on this week. So let's get into it. Number 25, Texas A&M has a bye week. Number 24, SMU versus Tulsa. I got SMU winning that. Number 23, Virginia has a bye week. Number 22, Wake Forest has a bye week. Number 21, Oklahoma State plays Texas Tech. I have Oklahoma State winning that. You already know what it is. Number 20, Arizona State has a bye week. What's up with all of these bye weeks? Yo, we want to watch football. What in the world is going on? Number 19, my boys. Hell to the victors. Michigan versus Iowa. Now, this game is going to be a doozy. I'm scared because we got washed by Wisconsin, and I'm hearing that Iowa is like a baby Wisconsin, but we are at home this time, so I hope they don't come in there and wash us in the big house, because if they wash us in the big house, I'm snuffing somebody. The coach or somebody got to get snuffed. But nah, I got Michigan winning that by a thin margin. Maybe 24-21. You know what I mean? Last minute field goal or something. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a blowout by Michigan. But I don't know. We played really great against Rutgers, but it's Rutgers. So it's not really nothing to be happy about. 18, UCF versus Cincinnati. UCF lost like 2 weeks ago or something, but I think they're going to jump right back on track. They're going to beat Cincinnati. Then we got number 17, Utah with a bye. Yo, that's like 5 byes already. Whatever. Number 16, Boise State versus UNLV. Boise, easy on the camouflage grass. You already know. Number 15, Washington versus Stanford. That game may be a shootout because I don't think neither one of those defenses are great, but Washington I got. Again, number 14, Iowa versus Michigan. You already know I got my boys. Number 13, Oregon versus Cal. I got Oregon winning that. Cal is pretty nice too, though. I think Cal is ranked too, but I got Oregon winning that. Number 12, Penn State versus Purdue. Penn State gonna win that by a landslide. Rondell Moore from Purdue is hurt, and that's that best player. Then we got number 11, Texas versus West Virginia. Texas all day. Then you got number 10, Florida versus Auburn. You got number 10, Florida versus number 7, Auburn. That is the game of the week. That's 2 top 10 teams going at it. Both of those teams look pretty stout. Even though I think Florida's a little overrated, they just haven't really played anybody. I got Auburn winning that game because Auburn has a freshman quarterback, and he looks good. Go ahead, Bo. Do your thing. Then you got number 9, Notre Dame versus Bowling Green, I think. Notre Dame are going to wash them cats. Then you got number 8, Wisconsin versus Kent State. I got Wisconsin. And then again, Auburn versus Florida. I got Auburn. Number 6, Oklahoma versus Kansas. Oklahoma. Number 5, LSU versus Utah State. LSU. Then you got number 4, Ohio State versus Michigan State. Now, that's a night game, and I kind of feel like that should have been the game of the week. But it's here in Ohio. Michigan State has a good defense, and their offense has looked decent. I don't know who's going to win this game, but I got Ohio State winning the game. And I hate both of those teams equally, so take it for what you want. I don't care. I wish both of them could lose. Then you got number 3, Georgia playing Tennessee. Tennessee has got to be the second worst team in the country. So Georgia by a landslide. Then you have number 2, Clemson, which almost lost to North Carolina. If North Carolina could have they almost lost to North Carolina, but they won by 1 point. So Clemson is on a bye week, whatever. And then you got number 1, Bama. They're also on a bye week, whatever. Switching right over to the NFL, the Thursday night game this week is the Rams versus the Seahawks. I can't remember where this game is, but I got the Rams winning because they're on a roll and they're nice, and they got Aaron Donald, and he's tough. So I got the Rams winning that. And then my boys at 1 o'clock on Sunday plays the Steelers, Ravens versus Steelers. You already know who I got in that. I think the Steelers is 0-4, which makes me happy. That makes me so happy. Sorry, Timmy, if you ever watch this, but yeah. Them niggas is 0-4. I'm asleep and watch them come out and beat us on some bull too. Then we got the Cardinals versus the Bengals. The Bengals end up winning. The Cardinals is trash too. I got the Bengals winning that. I don't know why. Then you got the Bills versus the Titans. Both of those teams are decent. I got the Bills though. Unless Josh Allen don't come back. If Josh Allen don't come back, the Bills won't win. And Mariota and the boys will. Then you got the Bears versus the Raiders. The Bears defense, I keep telling people, is just different. But the Raiders seem to be somewhat decent too. So I got the Bears on that one. Then you got the Bucks versus the Saints. The Bucks killed the Rams. And I don't know how, but they killed the Rams. So I got the Bucks winning this because Drew Brees ain't there. And that team just ain't the same thing. Then you got the Vikings versus the Giants. All right. The Giants then benched Eli and got Daniel Jones in, which Joe Button called him Danny Dimes. And I must say, Danny Dimes looked pretty good. He's comfortable in that pocket. I don't know how good the Vikings are. So I got the Giants pulling that one out by a slim victory. Then you got the Jets versus the Eagles. The Jets are trash, so I'm giving it to the Eagles. That's my dad's team. I hope they lose, but whatever. They might win that. Then you got the Patriots. I'm not even telling y'all who they playing. Then you got the Jaguars versus the Panthers. Jalen Ramsey want to be off that team, and it's in it. Well, they do got Minshew and Mr. Mustache himself. That game could be good too, but I'm giving it to the Panthers. Then you got the Broncos versus the Chargers. The Broncos just ain't what they expected to be, what people expected them to be, so I'm giving it to the Chargers. Then you got the Pack Attack, the Packers versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys finally lost, which makes me happy again because I can't stand them, so I'm giving it to Aaron Rodgers and the boys. Then you got the Colts and the Chiefs, which is the Sunday night game. The Chiefs are just unstoppable. I don't know how Patrick Mahomes came in doing what he's doing, but that team is just, nobody can stop their offense, so I'm giving it to the Chiefs. And then in Monday Night Football, you got the Browns versus the 49ers on Monday. The Browns beat us, and they beat us bad too. But I'm going to give it to the 49ers because I think they're like 3-1, and I think they're just a better team. The Browns just aren't what they should be, I guess, if that's what you want to say. But, yeah, that's the Monday night game, and that's my recap, and that's my sports talk. For all of those damn games, that's a lot of games. Jesus, that's a lot of games. games. But that's my sports talk. We gonna see how this goes with these games this week, because it's a lot of I just got a funny feeling about this week in these games. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But with that being said, y'all know what time it is. This is my SU joint. But with that being said, y'all know what time it is. This is the time that I send y'all off until next week, because I know y'all gonna miss me, because I'm gonna miss y'all. But you know what it is. I just give y'all a drink for the week, right? So this one pretty simple, man. Get your cup, get a jug of water, pour you some water, pour you some agua, man. Pour you some agua, some H2O, because this is the drink of the week. I'm on a fast right now, so I'm not drinking anything. Like, I'm not drinking no alcohol, but I do need to hydrate. Like, I just found out from my doctor, like, I need to drink like 2.5 gallons or 1.5 gallons a day. You know what I mean? And he's like, it'll change your life, blah, blah, blah. So he's a doctor. I guess he's staring me right. But cheers, man. This is the drink of the week, man. It's cold too. Cold water is so good. You can just feel it go down everywhere. Whew. That's good. I'm about to kill that. But yeah, until the next time, because you already know what I say, I'm coming back next week, man, and I will be back. I promise y'all. I'm sorry this video is a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be, but I kind of had to go into depth about what I was talking about on my topic of the day. So it was a little bit longer than what I wanted to be. I apologize. I'll try to keep it shorter next time, because I know attention spans just ain't this long. Like, y'all probably take 2 weeks to watch this 40-minute video. But whatever. When y'all watch Love and Hip Hop for 30 and never mind, I ain't even gonna get on that. At least this is never mind, I ain't even gonna get on that. But yeah, until next time, man, you already know what it is. Before you do anything in life, take a step back and ask yourself, what is the risk worth the reward? Oh, and another thing that I heard, another quote that I like is, remember too, God doesn't call the qualified, God qualifies the called. Keep that in perspective, man. Food for thought, yo. I'm just trying to help people out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, until the next time, man, be easy. Have a good, safe week. I'll see y'all next week. You're Trenton's Tavern. We out.